Hello, everyone. Hi, as you all know me, I'm Navi Sparkle and I help women attract amazing, wonderful men and keep the love and passion and spark alive. So, today we are going to talk to someone else. I'm not going to be talking, I'm going to be interviewing someone. That's my friend Hazel Dorothy, and she's gonna tell us that how she paid off her 50K debt and how she did it and how to actually have more money. And we will be talking about business, women, and money, all the juicy stuff. So I'm gonna bring her in, and I think I would let her introduce herself and then I will actually tell you that how we both met. So let's bring her on. Okay. Hazel, can you request to join if you're here, if you can watch me? Because I'm going to do. Oh, yes, I got your request. Yep. So she is going to join us, and we're going to talk about money and women. You know that money can help us do so much. Hello, hi,
Hey,
Hazel.
hello, how are you? My first time doing an Instagram live like this, so I was hoping it would work, and it's seamless enough.
Yeah, it's working, and I can see your red, beautiful dress. You look very, very
Oh,
pretty.
thank you, and so do you. You look gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you. So I was actually telling our viewers that how you cleared out your debt. I think it
Mhm.
was that was 50K. And I haven't introduced yourself. So if you want to start by that and tell us about like uh, what made you, generally when people have debt, and especially women,
Mhm.
girls, we're going to talk about women and money and all about this, okay? We're not going to bring men in at this point, though, though they are very yummy creatures, but we're going to let Hazel talk about, okay, how she got into the debt and what she did, what specific step she took to clear that debt out. Because when you don't have debt, then you can invest that money on yourself or the things you prioritize in your life. So, Hazel, the floor is yours. So, talk to me about, tell me all about. We love stories, don't we?
Okay, thank you. So my name is Hazel O'Doherty, and um basically I'm a coach, but I work with women around raising their self-worth and their income, because what I found from working with women, they're linked, they're so linked. And what I do a lot, a blend of work. So I work with NLP, I work with somatics, which is the nervous system of the body. I work with energy, and I my work is a blend of all of the different modalities that I found have worked throughout my lifetime, working with clients. And my background then is corporate sales. So I worked in corporate sales for 15 years before that. So there's a blend, a blend.
Okay,
Yeah. So what
that's,
you're asking me, yeah.
yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so what you're asking me there about the debt. So yeah, I was in 40K, just over 40K debt. And I suppose when you're asking what the backstory on it is I got into debt at a quite young age because I was discovering life. I was out partying, I was shopping, I was living my best life, and I was getting lots of loans and credit cards, and I just discovered money. So I spent, but it became I got to a point in my life where I suffered from stress and anxiety, and I was spending to push it down, I suppose, to hide from it, to not deal with the feelings, and it was my way of coping. So I got into an amount of debt which I didn't know any how to get myself out of it, so I was avoiding it. And I remember a moment when I was in a relationship for 8 years. I was quite in that relationship quite young. I knew I needed to leave the relationship, but I was at a point where my first relationship, I wasn't sure how to do that, how to navigate it. And I was in this debt. And I got to a point, I remember sitting in my apartment one day and waking up from the night before and just looking down at an envelope which had the big red overdue mark outside of it. I could see through the little see through a piece of the envelope. And I remember going, I can't do this anymore. I need to do something. I need to change. If I keep avoiding this, it's just going to get worse. So I need to face it. So that was kind of my moment where I decided something needs to change.
So
And
you
from that,
decided,
yeah,
you
yeah, it was,
chose.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was a decision.
yeah, and I do feel like that, I just want to take this moment to highlight that
Hmm.
decisions, and especially, we women, and we have a little bit of interesting relationship with decisions, because we have, many women go back and thinking whenever there are point of decision, there is sort of avoidance, there is sort of fear,
Hmm.
and that's why that keeps us where we are, because we are not deciding. Like, you're talking about your relationship, and as you know that I help
Hmm.
women with their relationship, but at the same time that women know that it's not serving them,
Hmm.
and then there is a little bit of time of process when they decide, but there is a time and there is a fear, and you also experienced similar sort, and you also had the debt, so there were two
Hmm.
things, and it might
Yeah.
have, it must have been very hard.
It was, and you're right with the decision piece because it wasn't until I made that decision. Because often I see it with clients as well. If you don't like the first step of change is your awareness. When you're aware of the situation and you're aware that then you can be aware of it and decide not to do anything about it, or you can be aware of it and make a decision. In my case, it was I need to do something out this. I need to move back home. And back then, moving home was a massive failure to me because I was young and I had left home not so long ago. So that was a big putting my hand up and saying, right, okay, I need help here. And I remember a moment, and I'll actually share this. I remember moving home and I remember having all of my clothes in black bags. And I still remember pulling up to my house. My dad was outside, and I remember him laughing at all my stuff in black bags. And I remember the shame I felt. It was like my life in these little bags moving home. So that was my biggest piece. I think just stepping up and accepting that and saying I need to change something. And then I hired a coach. So that was my first experience of coaching. And I worked with a life coach who quite literally helped me to change my life. So because I worked with her, I put out payment plans, I contacted all my debtors. So it was from then it became easier. That was the easiest part, was actually making the plan, setting the goals to clear it. And that's how I got into sales because of that moment and knowing I needed to make money quickly, I looked at what I could do. So I got into sales. And from sales, I actually realized I was quite good at it. And it was the commission, hitting extra targets, getting more money, and there was a goal for it to go towards. That's what actually got me into sales in the first place. So it all worked out the way it was meant to. But I suppose what I did really was set up the payment plans and take responsibility was the biggest piece. I took 100% responsibility for it. Right, this is where I am right now. There's no point in focusing on what's happened in the past. I need to change something. And I did. And it wasn't easy. If I'm being honest, it wasn't an easy decision to make and move back home, but it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that when you said, it's so beautiful that first step decision and then
Hmm.
responsibility. And we talk
Hmm.
about radical responsibility. And I remember that initially when I started my business and I started telling women that, if your love life is not what it, you want it to look like, it's your
Hmm.
responsibility. And I remember that being very scared to say that.
Hmm. Because you
Um,
can trigger people as well, because people that aren't ready to take the responsibility can get triggered and react in a certain way because they don't want to hear it. Not always, but there are people that, because if they admit the responsibility, they have to take responsibility from there on
yeah,
in, you know?
yeah, and also because and some people were very like, especially women, and if I'm like, I happen to meet many people, and even on, like, lives and podcast and everywhere, and they say, oh, you were in an abusive relationship. Yes, I was. And I'm not saying that any sort of physical abuse is okay, or any sort of emotional abuse is okay. No, it's not okay. At the same time, I feel like that time, though, I thought that there was something wrong with me. Okay.
Mhm.
But then it turned to, okay, there is something wrong with this situation. and that's my situation. So I need to take responsibility. And I know, like, it sort of humbles you,
Hmm.
and it also, like, and I remember the moment you say that okay, this is my life, I'm going to change it, it's my responsibility. I feel that something in the air changes
A
all
hundred
the time.
percent. And I think as well that piece that you're saying about the abusive relationship, there's so much shame tied up in that, and that's what gives it the power as well. When you're in that situation, it's almost you wrong yourself. It's not the situation, like you said. It's not you, it's the situation. You take it on board, there's something wrong with me, and you internalize it, and then it becomes you're carrying that shame. So I 100% get you. And I think, Navi, your journey of that as well is going to inspire so many other women that have been in those situations that maybe don't know how to get out of them, or need to see someone who's at the other side to inspire them maybe to leave. So it's really brave that you share that as well.
Yeah, let's go back to that. So there was another point that you highlighted, that you hired a coach, though
Hmm.
you were in debt, and I
Yeah.
would say, were you broke? Like, were you broke?
Completely. Completely, yeah. Yeah. Broke beyond broke, Brian, beyond broke.
Okay,
Yeah.
so talk to me about this. And this I see a lot. Like, sometime, when some women, like women who are my client, I do feel like women have, especially this fear around money and investing in themselves. And before that, that comes, like, taking responsibility and then asking for support. So
Hmm.
talk to us about these two pieces: asking for support, and also, like, you were broke, but you still chose support.
Yeah, because I was at the point. So sometimes, like, so people will often move away from pain or towards pleasure. It's one or the other, and a lot of times we're driven to pain, to the moment where we can't take anymore. That you go, something needs to change. And I was at that moment, and I knew at the time I needed help, and I needed somebody to help and guide and support me. So it was like basically I was drowning. And it was like when I saw that lady's page, I was like, right, that's what I need, and that's what drove me towards it. When you're speaking about people investing in themselves, I think sometimes, and I've had it with women as well. I think I've spoken to you about this before, where there've been ladies that have come to me, and they might say that something is too much to invest at the time, or they're not ready. And I always look at them in the highest version of themselves. That if they want that to happen, they can make that happen, just like I did, just like you did. Like when you're at certain points of your life, you make the decision that you're going to make this happen no matter what. And like investing in yourself, you're never going to regret investing in yourself. It's something that's going to help you to grow throughout your life. It's not an investment that's wasted. It never is. It's not like a new pair of shoes that you might wear 5 times and throw away, or like we spoke about the other day, even breast implants, or there's different investments that you make that will be an investment for life. You're never going to go wrong when investing in yourself for your
And
personal
I
growth, I feel.
And I think, when you make that decision, especially, I have also, because when I was in abusive relationship, and I actually started doing this work where I was learning about relationship, I had coaches, I had bought books and courses and all of that. I feel
Hmm.
that was very first moment where I felt that I was prioritizing myself. Like,
Hmm.
it was the biggest spend, and still date it is the biggest spend I have made on anything that was other than my house, that was on me. And I do feel like, with that little decision,
Hmm.
the whole concept of you being and who you are, like, you get an effing identity upgrade. Like, yes, I matter, I'm important, isn't that?
100%. And I think that's why sometimes women as well, when they come to maybe coaching, or they come to, your programs the first time, they mightn't feel like they're worthy of receiving, or that they deserve that love or support, because women are so often the caregivers, and we give and we give and we nurture and we help and we support, that it often doesn't come easy to us to accept the support or to feel like we matter. Because if you look at it, women spend so much money on their kids. Like they buy the kids the best of everything. And they mightn't buy themselves a jumper that maybe is €20 more, or not every woman, but there is that mentality that my kids I'd give them
They
the
pay.
best.
I have had
Yeah.
clients who have paid for their children to go to uni, like 40 grands, 50 grands, 60 grands.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't, they
Paid.
don't think about it.
No,
It's
no, no,
different.
no, no.
Yeah.
Like even I have had clients where they want to transform their relationship, and when okay, this is the proposal. Like I give them an offer, and though many women actually become ready in that moment to choose themselves and then become clients, and then they see that how much not only it's changing them, it's helping them, but it's ripple effect, it's helping their daughters, their family. And like I have a client who is around 43, around I think early very early 50s, and she works in this with a big IT company, and she told her daughter who is 20 years old that I'm working with this coach and I'm looking to upgrade, your dad and my relationship. And the daughter said, my mom, I'm so proud of you. And I do
Mm-hmm.
feel like even this is this mentality of like, okay, if I don't pay for the uni fees, like, do you really trust your children? I think you raise them better. If you,
Mm-hmm.
like, all of us, like, suppose, your son and my son, I feel that my son is 9 year old and I know that he can survive himself because
Mm-hmm.
I trust him and I have made him son like that. I don't need to pay for his uni. If I choose to, I will, but it's not that I'm going to prioritize him over me.
Mm-hmm. But I think as well, it's not what you tell kids either. Like you can like there's no point in telling the kid you're really important. It's so important to look after yourself, and then not do it because they're
Yes.
watching their mom be stressed, anxious, and carry everything, not get help, not get support, and they see it. So it's not what you say, it's what you do. They feel it, they see it. Like it is, and it'll help. Like you said, your relationships. You don't know who else is watching. It's a ripple. Like it does really, it really, really does help. It's an investment in your family in a way as well,
Yes.
and everybody else you meet. But yeah, I do. I think it's really important that women allow themselves the spaces to be supported and to be held and to know they don't have to do it alone, and even to allow somebody to help you through that journey when you're getting to the beginning and to start to know yourself and to start to know that you deserve that. I've had clients like that as well who, when they first come, and they're normally at the point of they're ready to make a change, but they just need, how do I put it? So when you see a client in their highest version of themselves, and when you hold that for them, they grow. They can feel that they're
Yeah.
held in that as well, because they're in the energy of anything is possible, rather than you holding them in the energy of they can't afford it. Because, and I know we spoke about this before as well, there's you ignite a certain version of that client as well when they come to work with you, depending on what your container holds them in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm gonna take our conversation back to where we were because now we
Okay.
are we are at the coach. Okay. Now I think our viewers want to know that specific, like tangible. Give us some yummy meat on that, how you cleared out that debt. Because I feel that money is something that um with women and money, like we feel a little bit scared of that. Okay, we're
Mhm.
scared of investing, we are scared of making choices. But and when a woman is in debt, it's scary. Okay, and you are a living example that how you actually took that chance to getting support with that and getting
Mhm.
yourself on track, and then becoming this superstar saleswoman and smashing those targets. So tell me something very specific that, okay, if somebody is watching you, like so many women are, like millions of women are going to watch this. So what would you give them away from your journey that, yes, decision, responsibility, support, something
Mhm.
tangible? Give us something that they can go and implement.
Okay, so something I shared on my own feed the other day, and I had people come back to me, and it's very, very easy to do, is just to download to begin by bringing your awareness to what you're spending, what your incomings are, what your outgoings are. So there's a spending tracker, which I've used. I think I've used it for 6 years. Every single transaction I do, when I buy a coffee, I put it in. Now, if I don't put it in, I nearly get anxiety to put it in because I'm so used to it. So it's become such a habit. So it's a spending tracker you can download, you put it on your iPhone, and then you start to track what's coming in and going out because then you're aware, you're no longer hiding
I
and
need
you're
to do that.
watching. Yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't
it's
done
brilliant.
that.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
I don't do that. I have to take responsibility for this. I start doing this, but then I stop. But now I'm
Yeah.
like, you hold me to accountable to that because
You
I,
hold yourself, Nabby.
yeah. So it's like, okay, so you started tracking everything where you were spending your money. Okay, talk to us about like, um, here, like, we talk about manifestation, we talk about abundance, something that energetically
Mhm,
women who are watching us can implement that would change their reality. Yes, you have to track. So I love the strategy and I love the energetic parts. Oh, we have the
mhm,
strategy that we're going to track everything we spend, anything, everything, every income and every
mhm,
spending. Talk to us about the energetics, the mindset. Like, I don't even call it mindset because mindset feels like it's something fixing, you know?
mhm.
So, talk about what any mantras or anything practical you did on daily basis.
Okay, so what one thing I did was, and I know it's been talked to death, is I always have a vision board, and I put a vision board up. So I had what I had cleared, that I was debt free, that I was financially free. I put in also a wedding ring. I put in a baby. I put in a few different things, and
So, you
interestingly,
basically
later.
manifested everything.
Yeah, so basically, I remember showing Vinny, my husband, a picture that was on the board because I found it. It was home with my parents when I was moving things out. And there's a picture of a baby on it. And he said, "Is that Ben? That's our child." And I said, "No, it's not. It's before I met you." And he couldn't believe it because it was so like him. So, but I think it was that it was connecting every day into this is what I want, not what I don't want. Because a lot of the time when we're in a situation where we're stressed or anxious, you can be rehashing the same thoughts of what you don't want. And you're always, so on an energetic level, you're always attracting things to you. Also, on a I won't go into this piece, but there is another part of your brain that filters out information to give you what you're looking for. It's like your brain search engine. And that part of your brain, the reticular activating system, is always trying to match what you're looking for. So if you think, I can never get out of this situation, or I'm in so much debt, or money doesn't come easily to me, which can be carried from our childhood, our beliefs from our parents, that's what you're going to see because that's the information is filtering back to you. It's like, I know this has been said so many times, but it's like if you are looking at a new car and you go out on the road and you've, we'll say, a red mini in your mind, all of a sudden you'll start seeing the red minis. They're always there, but your brain is filtering them out for you. Same way with your beliefs, same way with what we're talking about there with the money piece. So if you make a decision to yourself, and I know we spoke about this about your leasing as well, when you make a decision of what you want, you're putting the energy behind it. You're setting your intention of your goal, and an intention is just a goal for what you want, and therefore your energy is focusing on it. Your brain's on board, your energy's on board, and everything. You become a match for that.
Yeah, this was like, you brought this up to me again, and I was like, before that, the property has never been emptied. Like, I have
Mhm.
always had like one is going out, one is coming in. And this time, because I was a little bit, I think I was more focused on the other parts of the business and I didn't prioritize. And yesterday, I just literally, like, I told myself that we are leasing this property by the weekend and it's already leased. Like, the weekend hasn't even started properly and I was just like, wow, like I'm sort of looking at like, okay, what other areas of my life and business I can use the same strategy. Okay,
Mhm.
Hazel, but coming back to this, so we talked about the money and we talked about the decision and responsibility. Now I want to touch on to something that especially women, because you help women to to tap into their self-worth and build the life they want, and that, like, that includes a lot of money. Okay, and
Mhm.
everybody loves money. I love money and money loves me, and so I want to talk to you about, like, suppose, let's talk about a little bit like I say to my clients all the time and to my audience that no matter who you married to, I want you to
Mhm.
get married to the richest guy on the planet. At the same time, I want you to be the rich man for yourself too.
Mhm.
And I do feel like when it comes to money, women are earning money, women are making so much money, and we are adding to the like we have the biggest contribution in the workforce. But still, when it comes to tracking our
Mhm.
numbers and really getting into like, okay, owning those money decisions and really making it a big part of your life where you know that how much money you have, what are you spending on, where is the more money is coming, and investment, like, so especially as a woman, uh, and as a coach, you tell women to expand their money, how they can
Mhm.
expand their money. So can you tell us, like, suppose if there is a beginner person who is just gotten into, okay, I'm going to have more money, she's a
Mhm.
young 20, 30 years old person, and tell us where to start. Like, give us that maybe 3 steps to do it. Like every day
Okay.
to increase that abundance, increase the kind of money they receive and the money they actually make and invest.
Mhm. So what I would say, first of all, like a lot of it is around your identity as well, and what you have chosen to believe is your money story. So I'd really like look at what you're believing about money right now, and that's something you can start as a beginner point to clear the decks really. Because when I work with women, it's really about rewiring. So we look at letting go of the old first of all,
So
going
be
into the
the rich
past.
girl. Okay, the be the rich girl. Is
Well,
that is
that's
that
one part. That's the last piece. So I look at rewiring and getting rid of the past piece, and then reconnecting back to yourself and back to your power. And then the third step is embodiment. So the
back
fun
to your
part is
power? Talk to us about that. Where is my power?
I knew you'd like that one. So the embodiment piece is the piece where you're literally acting as if. So you're looking at like those pieces of buying yourself the most beautiful, like I have a gorgeous velvet robe, which costs a nice bit of money, but when I put that on, I feel beautiful in it. I feel it's luxurious and it gives me a different
I need
feeling
a
when I put it
diamond
on.
bed to feel rich.
You can still do that. Put that on your board as well. But it's those little things. It's the identity of, so if you were in this version of you that had the money, how would she act? How would she speak? Would she say, I can't afford that? Would she go to a restaurant and pick the cheapest thing on the menu? Or would she say, no, I deserve this, so I'm going to treat myself to something because this nice meal is, I'm worthy of it. I'm worthy to
I
receive. I'm
deserve
worthy
that.
to have. I
I
deserve,
deserve all the
exactly.
nice things in life.
Yeah, I deserve. And it's about allowing yourself to experience that. So being the feeling of having it. And it doesn't have to be you're going out spending lots of money. There's small changes you can make. There's, you make your
Give me some,
bedroom
like,
nice.
give me some
Okay.
quick ones,
Okay.
quick ones.
Silk pajamas, beautiful
Oh,
pair of silk pajamas, a nice
okay.
robe. Those the feelings of that gorgeous luxury in small ways. Buying yourself higher quality but less items, like that's a big one as well. So not buying the cheap, going to there's a thing in Ireland. I don't know if you're aware of it in Australia, but when women are complimented about a top, they'll always say, "Oh, thanks, pennies," because pennies is like a cheap shop. So it's like when they're complimented, it's like a thanks, I got it for this price. So it's allowing yourself to experience what it'd be like as that version of yourself. And the more you do it, the more you get your nervous system used to it. So that's why I would recommend things that you can feel, textures, touch, because you're allowing your nervous system to feel it, you're embodying it, you're being in it. And putting yourself in, I suppose another one is in environments where there are people who have the mindset you want, have the experience that you want, have the goals that you want. Because as they are, like you've probably heard it so many times, but when the people you surround yourself with, if you surround yourself with 5 people who are not happy with their money story, you're going to become the sixth. Or if you surround yourself with people who want growth, who want a business expansion, who, look after themselves, you'll become the sixth. So it's like, where can you find that? Is it in a gym. Like rather than going for the cheapest gym, go for somewhere where you might spend a bit more money, but those people will be there. You're surrounding yourself in those
So hang
environments in
out with
different
rich
ways.
people.
Yeah, rich people that want business growth, but it's being in the environment and not feeling, because the more you do it, you start to upgrade your nervous system, and you don't start to feel like I shouldn't be here.
Hmm.
You
Yep.
know, it's not like that's for them and this is for me. You're actually in there and you're embodying it, if that makes sense. So that's another one I would say. And I like a big one as well is reading courses, anything you can do to upgrade your mindset
Do you
and
have a
connect.
short course? Anyone who is interested in more money and self-worth, do you have a short course? And how can people, uh,
Mhm.
like people, just give us your handle? I'm going to put your handle in the thing, but I want you to tell us. I believe that you have a short course. So
Mhm.
if any beginners wants to buy from you, tell us about it a little bit, if that's okay.
Yeah, so I have a money mindset course coming up, which is just a five
Ooh,
week. Yeah. It's
wow, that's money mindset. Hazel is going to tell us how to bring in more money. That's cool.
So it's a 5 week program. So it's a very much a starter. There'll be a course with it as well, and it will be an embodiment course as well. So it'll be run over 5 weeks. There'll be a call every week, and then you'll have the course. That's coming up. I have a free masterclass called Burn the Blueprint on the 11th of May at 11 a.m. And you'll find that on my
Everybody,
Instagram.
11th of May at 11 a.m. That would be Ireland Standard Time, isn't? That's
Yeah,
London.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think
London
people
UK,
can. I will put your link in the here, and they can. Everybody who's watching us and who wants to do a money mindset course with Hazel, and I want to say, uh, thank you, Hazel, for giving us so much juice and wisdom. Guys, one thing I want to share about Hazel, how me and Hazel met. We met a mastermind, and Hazel is Capricorn and I'm Capricorn. And I believe that, we hit it off. And since we have started, like, we have different businesses, but we pretty much like Hazel is the person I talk to her more than my mom.
yeah. Is that a
And
good thing?
yeah, so it means like what I meant to say that we're very close. And something
Mhm.
that has really Hazel has brought into my life that, as a business person, you feel that you're quite alone. But since Hazel has come into my life, I feel like I have someone to go to. Whether it's a great day, whether it's a 10K day, whether it's a 50K day, whether it's a 100K, $100,000 or $100 day, Hazel is always there. And I'm a fan that when women do it together.
Mhm.
So
100%.
yeah, so Hazel, talk to us about like when people are doing money, like suppose they're girls who are doing money course with you, money, what's that? Money,
Money
what,
mindset.
money
Money
mindset.
mindset.
So
Yeah.
girls are going to, so what are your thoughts that women doing things together, not only the gossip, but
Hmm.
doing actually making money together and expending together? What are your thoughts on that?
So I think there 100% is room for more of it. Like to go into the rooms where women support each other because, and I know we've spoken about this before as well, there is sometimes a scarcity within women, as in women can compete if they're in the same industry, because they might think there's enough for everybody. But there's always going to be people that will work with you at some level, at some time, if you're the right person for them. So there's never competition. So I really feel it's important that you have someone that's cheering you on, that you can go to, that you can feel heard, supported, safe with is a massive one as well, and that will inspire you. I think it's really, really important to be surrounded by the right people because they're your they're your backbone, they're your cheerleading squad. And as you said, like it can be very lonely when you're working as a sole trader as well, or as an entrepreneur because you're doing a lot yourself. So it's like it is needed to have those people you can bounce ideas off, that can see your blind spots, that can just say well done sometimes as well, or just listen to you when you want to have a vent or a rant. I do think there's a lot more room for it. Like I was talking to you about a networking event I went to yesterday, which was just a coffee morning. It was a lot of women together, and everyone that I met wanted to support and help each other, follow, and cheer each other on. I really feel that we miss that a lot. There's a lot of that missing, and we need more of it. So yeah,
Yes.
that's my thoughts on it. And I do feel as well like it's that piece of, it's so important to want to see people win as well. Like it's a really, really big thing to, when you know that people are celebrating you, you're inspired to do more, and that will be a ripple out to more women and more children because they'll see that too, and it creates a beautiful, yeah, a beautiful ripple in the world.
Thank you so much, Hazel. Actually, so guys, we planned a 10 minutes live, but I know that we're going for more than 40 minutes. And
Is it? Oh, wow.
I think around, because my clock is saying it's 6:40. I don't, oh, 6:42, but maybe we started just a little bit after 6, I believe.
Hmm.
Uh, but anyway, I just want to say, I just want to recap the whole
Hmm.
thing. You want any, if you're a woman and you want more in your life, more love, more money, more lifestyle, more to anything. So, what Hazel has laid down the process for us: decision, responsibility, radical self responsibility, and
Hmm.
then ask for support and take
Hmm.
action. So, these
Hmm.
four things, I love simplifying things. So, everybody, whosoever is watching, look, watch this whole live to get, and go back and watch it, and you're going to create a new reality for you, a new change, and a new life for you. And we have two testaments here: me, myself in my love life, and now I'm building a business. I never thought, okay, I'll find a guy and then I will be actually teaching people how to attract love. And then here we have Hazel coming out of debt, and now she is running a business. She is teaching people, teaching women actually how to tap into your self-worth and claim the money you want. And I'm so excited for her masterclass on 11th May and the course she's going to run. And I would love for you guys, all ladies, and I know that there are a lot of ladies in our both audiences, like this live, because I'm going to create it into a reel and put it in there. I'll put all the links in the captions, and I want you to like it and send it to a girlfriend who might find it helpful, and share it as much as you can, because me, all of us want to help people, and that's how you help people. Because if this live changes even one person's life, my money is, I'm happy, like I got my money. Okay, thank you, Hazel, for this
Thank you so
beautiful.
much, Navi.
Yeah, and we are going to do it more often. I'm putting Hazel on the spot. Maybe
100%.
next Friday, next Friday, yes, same time.
We'll see. You got me on one, Navi. My first Instagram live. Fair play to you. You got me on that
Yeah,
one. So yeah,
thank you,
we'll, yeah.
Hazel. Bye
Thank
bye.
you so much. And yeah, thanks for
Bye
watching.
bye. Bye.
Bye. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.